Okay, that's a lot more joyous than the tone I was expecting.
Unit 503 on patrol, report to dispatch.
That's cute.
503 to dispatch. Detective Peter Bennett on duty.
Hey Peter, what's your location?
Usual patrol. What's going on?
I don't know, but it's taking us a long time to figure out where the first sentence and the second sentence on our script is.
Domestic disturbance from 17 Lancaster in Westwood. If that's an issue, I can reassign this to someone else.
Westwood. Is there anyone left?
Just as surprised as you. Peter, listen, I can get another patrol.
I'll be fine, Carson. I'll be fine. You got a registered owner on record?
Affirmative, 503. Residence is registered to a Nathan and Jane Foster.
Copy, dispatch. I'm en route.
Report back when you reach the premise, 503. Good luck, Peter. Over.
So I'm a grizzled cop with a backstory and, of course, a dead female relative.
Don't worry about it, honey. Just finish work as soon as you can and come home. No, yes, we'll pick up the cake and the candles on our way back from the park.
As I suspected, there's just something that happens if you're a woman in a video game and you marry a policeman. You're just going to die. Which is very, very unfortunate. But never mind. Anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to something which I think is called Westwood Shadows, particularly Westwood Shadows Prologue, because apparently somebody's a little too fancy for the word demo.
503
never
to
mind.
dispatch. Front alley's blocked off.
Not really.
Lights are on.
Fart of a mouse could knock that
Front door
over,
looks
but never
open.
mind.
Copy. Any vehicle in contact?
Negative. I'll let you know. Over.
Guess it's time to go home.
So it seems I have some sort of past associated with this location. Goodness, they're really going all out on the cinematics, aren't they? Yes, it's alright. Giddy up, I feel like I'm in a car ad. I've seen the thing. Ah, yes! There you go. Well, that's nice. Doing the W with the fingers. That's kind of cool. Right, anyway, yes. This is the demo for a thing, and I'm not entirely sure what that thing is, except that it seems to be posing itself very professionally and hopefully a little bit spookily.
Westwood Police, is anybody here?
Right, all the basic controls. That seems good. Flashlight. Your flashlight requires a battery and will flicker when running low. It also comes equipped with a UV function. Use it to find hidden messages and story clues. UV light will drain your battery faster. Oh, okay. So I can examine the dirtiness of the bathrooms and the boudoirs via the use of my light. Sadly not through the use of my reflection though. I must be a vampire.
503
As well as a
dispatch.
policeman.
I think there's somebody in the house. Stand by.
Well, there's certainly some evidence that people are here, because it seems far too sort of clean and tidy for somebody not to be here. Right, can I read this? Nope, okay. What do we have
Nathan and
here?
Jane Foster. Where are you?
Press spacebar to toggle text. 1975, okay. So that's when the family... That's when the family was last here. Now this is interesting. This is 1999. I don't know when this is set. I would presume sometime around 99. Otherwise they'd be quite old if this was set in modern times now. So are these N and J's referencing Nathan and Jane? Different days when they were going to have something or do something? I don't know. Sort of sharing out of responsibilities or some such something. I don't know. But they certainly liked their classical composers, didn't they? Right, what do we have here? A battery, a supercharged battery, because a normally charged battery wasn't quite enough. No, we needed some of Clark Kent's juices up in this in order to make it additionally marvellous. I'm not complaining. I'm complaining about the inequality in the housing market, given what I've got and given what they've got. But other than that, I'm not complaining in the slightest. Hello? What are you pointing at? Oh, you're not pointing at anything. Sorry, I thought you were pointing at something. You're going to be directing me towards a specific book. Is there anything sneaky to be seen? It does not seem like that is the case, and I'm going to refrain from using that for the time being, because I'm going to assume that they're going to run a little tutorial on the UV light first, somewhere. But it is going to be tough for them if they're going to use the UV light for anything progression related, because of course if in that situation where you need the UV light in order to progress, if you don't excuse me, if you don't have the severed head of a small child hanging off your belt, then what are you doing in this wacky world of Tudor fashion? Then yeah, you don't have any batteries, you're going to be a little bit scuppered. Right, they're very musical, weren't they? Use movement keys to rotate object. That were not the movement keys. Kitty yards. Can I use this? I can't use this here. No, I must go to some place with better acoustics first before I can jam some most diseased beats. Right, what do we have here? Nathan Foster, having demonstrated the ability of research in parapsychology? The degree of philosophy. You could have just said that in the first place, mate. Yes, fine, a philosophy degree. Good. We figured that out. Kitty, aren't they? Look at that. I know I can't even read the English language, but for crying out loud, I can't even read a piece of paper now. No, sorry, I thought I saw something a little odd, but no, everything seems to be fine. Let me quickly run my UV light over this, just in case there's anything here. Nope, because this seems like a vaguely important sort of a place, but there's nothing actually here. Oh, there's something here. What's this? Use your movement keys to rotate the object. It looks like a sort of a throwing knife or something. Oh no, it's the clock's miniature hand. Ah, it was a utilitarian device, and I assumed murderous intent with its design. Oh, spiffing. Okay, so there must be a clock. So I should turn that off, shouldn't I? There must be a clock somewhere that is missing a hand, and I can probably place it on the clock face and set the time to a specific time, and that will unlock a door or something similar. Right, let's see what else we have got, with the exception of, frankly, so much art you could fill the Louvre. So much broken art you could fill the British Museum. Right, anything else? Any pictures that we are going to try and avoid looking at, just to be on the safe side of YouTube's terms of service? Right, a trophy. What's this a trophy for? Oh, I don't know. Presumably it's not a trophy for being tidy. Looks like the fire was still on recently. You really are an expert detective, my friend. Okay, that skybox is about 3mm away from the wall, but never mind, you can't have everything. What have we got here? Another battery. Yes, I shall have this. Some papers. Looks like I had a dirty chicken's foot standing on it. Quite a large chicken's foot as well. Right, what do we have through here? We have a mannequin. Or dressmaker's dummy, I suppose. I'm going to use that word instead, for it is at least a little different. What do we have here? We have some people of olden times wearing a hat very similar to mine. Good. I'm glad to see I'm in good company when it comes to my tastes. got another fire here. Goodness, I'd kill for that much wardrobe space. Yes, another fire that's been going recently. A little statue of a lion. It's all very fancy, isn't it? Very fancy-pancy. Some strange little bottles here. As if they were forming some sort of chemistry, perhaps. Another battery. I'm not complaining about that. Oh, it's a person wearing a black coat. I thought it was like a shadow figure, some sort of demon waltzing around. Be an odd time of day for a demon to be waltzing around, but never mind. Right. And I don't just mean the person that wears slippers instead of, wears flip-flops instead of slippers. See, the person on this side of the bed has got it. This person on this side of the bed hasn't quite figured out the appropriate footwear for the appropriate bit of flooring. Okay, what? What marital things precisely involve the use of this room with boarded up windows and presumably worshipping this picture of this very miffed woman? I dread to think, frankly. What do we have here? We have a staircase. Oh, okay then. It seems a little odd that you have to constantly shove that back in your ear. It seems a little odd that you'd have to go through the bedroom to get upstairs, so I imagine this is still going to be quite a restricted location. There is another door here. There is a statue of Venus de Milo. No, of Aphrodite, because apparently I haven't muddled up enough Greek and Roman deities recently. Now, what the hell do I want that statue for? Also, I'm absolutely convinced that the statue that's missing her arms is Venus, because that's where, like, the joke comes from, but I don't know. Maybe they're one and the same. I mean, they're very similar, of course they are, but we're not here to have a discussion about Greek ancient cultural philosophy. We're just here to play a freaking game. Right, are both of these doors shut? This one isn't. Local call, 10 cents. Because apparently you have to pay to use your own phone. Who do you pay the money to? Do you give the money to yourself? You have a very strange system going on here, my friend. Any nice dinner that we can be stolen? No, just fruits, vegetables, and other pathetic excuses for sustenance. What's that? I saw something appear as if I could interact with it. But, no, I thought it may have been this knife. I could defend myself, perhaps. Although, presumably if I'm a cop, I've probably got a gun on me, or at least a cudgel, a truncheon, something. It's like a first aid kit, but can't use that. What have we got here? A key. A garage key with a little pentagram on it, just to remind us we're playing a horror game. Right, okay, so we're probably on the lookout for the garage then. Goodness, and somebody that really hasn't quite figured out how this whole standing up thing goes. Don't forget to post this. The last thing we need is my parents around this mess. Can we get the address on this? No. Presumably that was to be sent to the parents of one of the two occupants. I don't think that's rocket science to make that kind of supposition. Right, some sports gear, and wow. There's a lot to analyse in this painting. You've got so much expression on your face, my friend. It's incredible. Where was your leg and your foot? What the hell is this woman crawling out of? Why do I think I know exactly what it is that woman's crawling out of? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, golf clubs, painting equipment, and other such stuff. Okay, this is locked. Let me try using this on here. It might unlock a door to the garage. Indeed,
Dispatch.
it
Car's
does.
missing. I'll keep looking. It's a big place.
Oh, okay. Seems dispatch has gone on a lunch break. Hello? Good answer. Yes, let's just get that off the screen as quickly as humanly possible, please. A statue of Mars, who was definitely a Roman god. Roman god of war, I think? Yes, I think so. So we're looking for some kind of 4-digit code. Yes. One day I'm going to plug in an utterly random thing and it's going to work. That day is not today, though. Okay. So we've got a number of different items. I don't quite know what any of them are used for. Snazzy hat. Very snazzy hat. I don't know what any of these statues are going to be used for. should probably turn that off. We've used it plenty at the moment. Mind you, it's so dark in here. And I don't want to deprive you of being able to see anything. Okay. All you're pretty much scaring me with right now, mate, is the aspect ratio of your screen. Can I turn this off at all? No, it would seem not. I can hear something that sounds like some kind of demonic whispering or the grunging and growling of a monster. But, frankly, I don't care, because that white noise is just reminding me of the first year of the channel's life, and that, frankly, is far more terrifying than any monsters. Okay. So we're still looking for a couple of codes. The Roman god of war, the Greek god of love. Shouldn't it be displayed? Okay. Are you trying to say I need to find a podium? Wasn't there, back in that room where they had the big staircase that led up to the little desk in the office, weren't there a couple of... What's that? It is a save coin. Do I need to use this to... Game can be saved on payphones using save coins. Each save can be loaded in the game menu screen. Oh, that's going to be a pain in the ass for lining up the recordings of videos, but never mind. Anyway, what was I blowing on? Yes, in this room, there were podiums here. It looks like something is missing. Yes, there's 3 podiums. Does it say who this is? No, it does not. Okay, so that isn't going to help me. So, let me try putting, for example, Mars on here. Yes. And I can put Aphrodite on here. Yes, there we are. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to do that. So it would seem we're looking for another one, and then potentially some kind of clue as to how they're supposed to be arranged. So let me wander around for a minute and see if I've missed any statues anywhere, or anything else for that matter. That might be able to go on one of those podiums. Don't have any other keys, do I? No, I just have that. This bloody guitar as well. The hell do I do with that? What? Same chair without the guitar? Should I use the guitar here? I'm sorry. What? Oh, that was always there. That would have been... I literally have a thing about looking at paintings and making fun of them, and then this is the one painting I don't look at that's vitally important that I do. 2171. Right. I'd better go and try that, hadn't I? This clock doesn't have any hands on it. Someone took off the clock hands, yes. If I can open this somehow, that'll probably be where that little minute hand goes. And presumably there'll be an hour hand I can find as well. Right, let me try it here. And not click into OBS and set the wrong scene going. No, okay. So it's not that one, but there was another safe. Where the hell was the other safe? Oh yes, in here. 2171. Yes, here we are. So now the safe is open and there's a key. A small bronze key. Any clues about where it goes? It looks like it unlocks a bronze lock. Okay, well I haven't seen anything that's been mentioned as having a bronze lock. But there are a couple of doors I haven't tried yet. Let me try it here. I said let me try it here. I can't use this here. Okay. Let me try on this door. Because again, this doesn't say that it's a bronze lock. Yes, here we are. To the bathroom. Good. Right. At least we can be clean, even if we are very stupid. At least I am, anyway. The Gardens of Eden. Apollo stood still in gazing at the beauty of knowledge while Mars was planning his moves under the protection of the whole world. Venus was relaxing while listening to old calming music. Little Cupid then kissed Venus behind her own idol as the gates of heaven were opening. Oh, gosh. That's going to be the solution to the arrangement of the statues, isn't it? I can sense it. But it's bizarre. Where's my journal gone? Notes. Strange poem. Yes. So, we've got Mars. We don't have Venus, but we do have Aphrodite, who is the Greek equivalent of Venus. Apollo must be the bloke that was already there. Apollo stood still and gazed at the beauty of knowledge. He's looking towards a bookshelf, and books have knowledge in them, so that explains that. While Mars was planning his movements under the protection of the whole world. So, I remember there was a globe in that room, wasn't there? Also a hell of a lot of screen tearing, which I'm beginning to think is actually caused by OBS, not corrected by OBS. This is the wrong way. Because I never seem to get screen tearing when I'm not recording, and I always seem to get it when I am. Wasn't there a globe in here? No? No? No globe? No globe. Okay, I could have sworn there was a globe in here, but never mind. Unless, is there like a globe above him somewhere? Not on this side. There's music on this side, and there's a globe here. Yes. I think Mars goes over here, because then he's roughly underneath that globe. And Aphrodite, or Venus, does go there, because she's closest to the music. So, come here, Mars. And go over here. There we go. So now I think the only other statue we need is one of Cupid, who'll go here. I just haven't to ballsies where to find that, because I've run out of opportunities to make any kind of progression. Because we've still got this, but I don't think this is going to do us any good until we've got the hour hand, and until we can open this clock face, which I don't see how to do. Because there's no way to do that unless I can bash it open with some sort of hammer. So let me carry on looking around a little bit longer and see if I can find anything else that might help us. Well, there's a newspaper here. I didn't see this before. Tragedy strikes Westwood. 2 dead in car accident. The wife and son of Peter Bennett. Yes, that'll be me. Westwood police detective were killed in the car crash in Old Westwood yesterday afternoon. Sophie Bennett, 32, and Alan Bennett, 7, passed away after their Ford Escort was struck head-on and caught on fire without anyone around to witness the car crash, except for the people that crashed into them, presumably. Westwood police believe the accident took place at 1650. Both Sophie and Alan's burned body were transported so quickly we didn't have time to put a space between these two words, to the coroner's office, where Detective Bennett, reportedly grief-stricken and barely responsive, identified them as Sophie's earrings and one of Alan's toys. In today's official statement following the coroner's report, Westwood police had, again so quickly they didn't have time to put a space in, Sophie and little Alan were loved by the community, and this tragedy has shaken us all. Our department only asks that our colleague Dr. Bennett be given the space and time he needs to grieve and process his loss. Although the source point to a fault in the 18-year-old car's gas tank, the crash and cause remain under investigation. Meanwhile, Mayor Harry Birch has committed to patching up Westwood's dangerously under-maintained roads. Sophie and Alan's funeral will take place at the family cemetery on the 6th of September. Well, that's all very dark and miserable. Well, I haven't found anything else thus far. My only clue...
Nathan and Jane Foster. Where are you?
Yeah, it's there. I was wondering where the date on that thing was. The only clue I've potentially got is that the Cupid statue might be smaller than the others, because it says Little Cupid, and Cupid is generally depicted as being, roughly the size of a baby or so. So, okay, there's a musical note in there. That seems oddly specific and important. Yeah. So my best bet is that I'm looking for a small statue. But frankly, I can't find any statues, small or girthy or in between. Oh dear. Okay. I wandered around for ages, couldn't find anything at all. So I decided to shine the UV light on everything, and I've been hesitant to do that for wasting the batteries. However, in certain places where there are paintings hanging off the wall but have been removed, you can find things like these, where they give you part of a code. Except as you can see on that other one of them's a butterfly, and I don't quite know how to get a butterfly character on a keypad like this. So frankly, I haven't bought these. I know it starts with 592, but other than that, I haven't got a clue what a butterfly is meant to look like. So I'm going to try 592 and then all the other combinations of numbers. You know what would help? You know what would help if I actually put the numbers in correctly? So is the butterfly just a random... It's a 7. Okay, why does a butterfly and a 7 mean the same thing? Since when was that a thing? Right. Ah, good. Here's the other statue I need. Marvellous. Can somebody please explain why a butterfly and the number 7 are equivocable? Please, I beg of you. Kitty heart. That took quite a while for me to work out. I apologise for that. I don't mean to be so stupid. Just whenever they give you a resource like that, I'm always hesitant to use it. Because you need to use it, but you, at the same time you don't want to waste it. You don't want to screw yourself over by using it in the wrong places. But never mind, it doesn't matter. Let's just put this statue here. And then things will happen. Good. Let's stop looking at that now and go over here. Right, what has we here? A secret room. Indeed. Okay, so possibly, I mean, there's still a clock to solve. Another one of these. I feel like I'm not using as nearly as many of these as perhaps I expect. What? Don't forget, new badges, left yours at the basement. I'm not waking up to swipe you in again. Okay, so they're like access cards, it seems. Golden key. Let me guess, this will open a golden lock. For probably an important and central room. Really? I think I know which one that is. Right. It looks like the inside of a train station in Fallout New Vegas. But let's not go there. Let's stay here, wherever the hell here is. Westwood, which presumably is west of something. Though mind you, everything is west of something, I suppose. Right, let's try this key on here. Hooray. Out of interest, was it the door handle? That's not bronze. I mean, it's more bronze than the door handle here. But anyway, that is beside the point. Okay, so we seem to have found a kind of dining room. So what here to us is useful? Some more clocks. They all seem to say different times on them, which is very irritating, but never mind. Is this the hour hand? Yes. Clock's hour hand. Better run my UV light over everything here just in case. Hi. I kind of... Oh, you look quite cheerful now. You look quite demonic now. Goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay, right.
850. Must be broken.
Because it's far too specific? Okay, whatever you say, friend. Okay, let me try... Can I open this? How do I open this? I must need to... Can I just use them here? Oh, I can! I can just reach through the glass. Goodness, that would make diamond theft a heck of a lot easier. Oh, dear, I worked it out all by myself, like a smarty pants. Oh dear, and it seems we have found the place from the menu screen.
There it is.
That's good.
Found your basement.
Oh dear.
How about that?
Now I have been trapped inside. What sort of debaucheralizations are going to go on? Dear. It is what? What? Can I have this lantern? Well, give it. Oh no, there's a key in there. Goodness, I'm glad that little prompt came up, or else I would have been stuck on there for hours. Okay, right, never mind. Let us see what sort of debaucheralizations are going to occur in this dungeon of mischief. Gosh. I can already tell that's going to be a fun puzzle. Right, what else do we have in here? Nothing particularly important. Many tin cans. Little cans of sardines or something. Big old rug, big old light, nothing particularly important. What do we have in the next room?
Hello? Anybody down there?
Presumably all these lit lanterns must mean there's been someone here recently, or else they wouldn't have been able to, I'll have that, thank you very much. They wouldn't have been, they would have run out of oil. Hello, you have 4 coins left. Continue saving. No, I didn't want to save. I wanted to. Oh, gosh. I wanted to answer the phone, but never mind. Okay, so these are many barrels with many different numbers on them. Some of them repeated. Okay, so let me quickly go back to this for a moment, wherever it's gone. So barrel 1, 2, 3, 4. So is that the same setup of barrels as is here? Not quite. I don't think it's quite the same. No, it is. It is. So that one there is number 1, isn't it? Yes. So are you saying the first one is that barrel, and that barrel is number 4? You really think on a desk this big I wouldn't have to be a bloody contortionist in order to reach my notepad? So the second one I want is that one, which is 2. And then the third one I want is at the bottom of that little cross. Also 2, and then the fourth one is in the opposite side, which is 0. So it's 4, 2, 2, 0. I just hasten to ball these where that goes. But I've got it now, which is at least one step closer to what I need to do. Crouch to pass under obstacles, yes, and bash your head on pieces of wood. Give yourself a concussion, and then your own stupidity won't seem quite so painful anymore. An excellent plan for a Muppet. Right, let us see if this works here. 4, 2, 2, 0. Yay! It worked! And at last I actually succeeded at something in my life. Good. Okay. What do we have next? Many more lanterns, much burning of oil. The polar bears will be crying, but at least the narrative is satisfied. Okay, the hell is going on down here? What is this? Oh, it's just some pipe.
Damn it. Gotta turn that off.
Turn what off? This? Can I not go through here? No. Okay, you don't want me to go through here. Is this a battery? I should have that. Thank you very much. So you want me to turn off the steam so that I can get through these doors? Because I came through door A, all the other doors are shut. Can I go through here? No, okay, so there must be some way I can turn these valves. A boiler valve. Yes. Perhaps I can... This controls the steam flow. If I put this on here and turn it, can I shut the steam off for this bit? No. No, I can just take it off or put it back on. Great. Okay. So they have different numbers on them. Or at least 2 of them do. 6, 1, and 7. But I don't know what that goes to yet. Oh, there's a piece of paper here. some kind of binary system, this might help me turn off the steam. It's a system that can be described with an adjective that starts with B. It's not binary. Never mind. Oh, goodness. Oh, man alive. This looks very complicated. Okay, how do I actually interact with these systems? Can I turn either of these valves? Seems like the only thing I can do is put on or take off a valve here. Probably turn that off, shouldn't I? Turning that doesn't stop this. So what else can I do? Can I now interact with these? No. Because there must be something more to it than just putting the valve on. I must have to turn it or interact with it. Or sing it a song, do its taxes for it. Something in order to convince it to work for me. These valves don't seem to be the solution to that. So we've got 4 doors, A, B, C and D, and they correspond to the columns here. We also have some numbers, which are 6, 1, 7, and 4. So that's 6, 1, 7, and 4. So those must line up to different combinations somehow. So perhaps 6. Okay, so there must be a. The valve must work in terms of either being an on or an off, right? Offs being 0s, ons being 1. So if I try to get number 1 open, would that mean that to get number 1 open, would I need to set this up somehow? Like if the valve goes at D, goes to the one near door D, that will be considered the on and all the others will be off, and then 1 will open, which is door B over there, which you can't quite see, and I apologise for that. So if I get this and I put it on here, that will make D different to A, B and C, which will open that. Okay, hopefully then I can find other valves in here, because to do 6 and 7 I'm going to need multiple valves, because I need a valve for my 1s and I don't need valves for my offs. So there must be more valves in here. I hope, I pray, or else my theory is going to fall apart at the seams, like a bag with something very heavy in it. Right, any more valves? Please. Please. Newspaper.
This creeps me out.
You're saying that now? We haven't seen anything scary yet. The shame that keeps shaming. Following a wave of employee complaints, the Flower Hill Mental Institution is officially shut down until an investor steps in. Older residents will remember the controversial founding of Flower Hill Asylum for the Insane before the disastrous rebranding attempt a few years ago by the town's PR representative Harry Birch, who presumably later became mayor. Although almost forgotten by the public, Mr. Birch's attempts to spruce up the town's image for investors brought a sleaze of fire hazards, dangerous materials, and even obsolete medical practices to light, tarnishing our small town's image for decades. Getting paid on time is the least of it, but it's the last straw. We've asked the authorities to renovate, at least try to fix some issues. No one takes the matter seriously, says Vivian Blackwood, a senior nurse. As the building's main entrance is now sealed. It's hell in there. Whether the new investment sees the eyesore demolished or renovated is unclear. For now, all the institution's patients will be shifted to other hospitals and the building will be closed to the public. So I don't see how that's relevant to my story, but it may well be relevant to the wider story of spooks that are involved here.
Allegra? How can these be new?
Okay, so is Allegra an old company?
Captain, I'm telling you, there's a connection between Allegra and this money trail.
You're overanalyzing it, Peter. Just drop the conspiracy bullshit and Do yourself a favor. Just focus on the things that matter.
Wait, come on. Allegra Pharmaceuticals is into some dark shit and you know it.
Dismissed, Detective Bennett.
So that was a memory from my past. So I was involved in some kind of investigation with this company. The police storage lockers use the same type. Should I try to open one of these with it then? No, because these are clearly both already open. Maybe one of these will open with it? Are any of these openable now? No, let me try using the key here. No, okay. So I can't use the key here. And no, there are no more valves here. Oh, marvellous. Some numbers and letters here which might correspond to codes or something, but I don't quite know what. Okay, so unless I've missed one, which I don't think I have. I shut that. Is it behind it maybe? Nope. Okay, so there is definitely no valve in here. So were there any of the other numbers that I could do with one valve? No, it's 3, 6, and 7, isn't it? No, 4. 4. Yeah, 4. Is it 3 or is it 4? I can do 4. Okay, so I need the B to have the valve next to it. If I can figure out where the hell I left that. Yes, here we are. I need the valve here. Idiot. Just putting it out there that I'm not a fan of having to go into inventories in order to use things, but I know that's not the world's most popular opinion. So open number 4, I need the valve on B. The valve is on B, and yet door none. Yes, door number 4. I'm not that stupid. I thought I was, but I'm not that stupid. Yet this hasn't opened. Okay, what have I done differently this time that I didn't do last time? Oh. Right. Okay. This is a little more complicated than I initially gave it credit for. So it's not just a matter of whether or not the valve is there. Each time you put the valve in and twist it, you change whether the valves are open, as they are in this case, because there is the steam rising out of them, or they are closed, as in this case where the steam is not rising out of them. Which means you don't need multiple valves, you do just need one. Which means now door B would be open if these two were shut off. So I want to go through door C. Oh gosh, not C. What number is C? C is 7. Which means I need A to be off and all the others to be on. So I need to take this, turn the valve here in order to get... Where's the... Just give me the thing. Thank you very much. Right, let me put this in here. There we are. Now this will turn the steam off for here. So now I need to turn the steam on for here. Thank you. Right. There we go. Yay! Thank the gravy boats of Gregorian land. I don't know, quickly think of a country beginning with the letter G. To my knowledge, there aren't any. Right. Let us continue to explain.
Worse by the minute.
Why? I agree the puzzles are getting extremely complicated, but why is the place getting any worse? There's no blood, there's no demons, there's no death. There's frankly nothing at all. I could do with a machine
Give
like
me a
this
few
right
minutes,
now.
Carson. I'll radio back. Over.
You've already had about an hour looking at how far the recording's been going so far, my friend. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right. The hell is this? Why is there a prison in a basement? Yes. literally a prison. Okay, so we've got prisons with different cell numbers on them. That could also potentially be a component of a puzzle. They all seem to be relatively uniform. Nothing particularly differing between them. Yes, it's alright, I know there's another phone. Okay, that one I can't access. Can't access that one either. Anything in here? No, this one's all the same. Sorry, let me just use another battery, which admittedly they have given me plenty of, so I suppose really I shouldn't be, I probably shouldn't be complaining quite as much. And it also does strike me I didn't use the UV light anywhere in that boiler room, so potentially if I'd used it, that might have given me some kind of hint as to what I was supposed to do. What do we have here? Please be aware of our constantly changing password system for pin-coded chambers. As you will know, this week we are moving this facility to a new location. The last operating day's password will remain unchanged to secure the premises. The new lighting schedule for each cell is now available. Each employee must strictly follow the schedule to avoid incidents like last week. If any employee gets locked out again, there will be consequences for the whole facility. I feel like I'm reading something sanctioned by the SCP Foundation. Right, anything in here? Nothing particularly spooky. I would have expected this to actually be the room where a UV light might actually get used for something. But no, everything seems fine. So I'm looking for another code again, it would seem. And I have a feeling that I can't actually get through here. Can I shut the door when I'm still in here and slip around like that? Not really, no, because then there's a little chair in the way. I might be a police detective, but I don't have bendable knees. Right. I still have no idea where that machine goes. Key, scanner, didgeridoo-dah, lanyard thing. I don't know. My brain is falling apart at the moment. I haven't got the ability to make words appear. Oh. Gosh. Oh, giddy aunt. Just reminds me of the abstract stuff they made me do at university. Right. We'll leave that for a few joyous minutes. It seems like you will probably get us all in trouble, so don't forget the password changes daily. Add the total amount of days we light each cell for the pin. Memorize the note and throw it away. Add the total amount of days we light each cell in the schedule. What, so like cell 1 gets lit 3 times and cell 2 gets lit... No. Yes, cell 2 gets lit 4 times. I need to figure out which 4 cells make up the 4 digits of the code. Is that the idea? It seems a little bit more straightforward than the last one. I tell you the thing... Right. I tell you the thing that boiler room puzzle highlights. Because, you know, it's a binary system of ons and offs. Which is like the, you know, binary being the most basic form of like a programming language. Game developers have certain skill sets, which of course they need in order to make games. But players may not necessarily have the same skill set, and sometimes I think developers forget.
Oh. You can run, but you can't hide.
I think sometimes developers forget that they have certain skills that their audiences might not. So when they're designing puzzles and they think, well, I can solve this puzzle easily because I understand binary. Yes, but maybe your audience doesn't. Anyway, that's just a quibble. Right, never mind. Despite our local government's pleas, the pharmaceutical company has finalised its decision. By the end of the year, all staff and management in the local production lines will be relocated away from Westwood. The company has been part of the country's shift from agriculture to production for more than 30 years, and despite the division between residents regarding whether a pharmaceutical production plant in our backyard might affect their health, no one can ignore the massive impact the closure will have on our local economy. Already, many of our loyal readers, most of which have been reading the Westwood Post for generations, have cancelled their subscriptions and informed us that sadly they will be relocating to find work outside. The future of our newspaper and our community is uncertain. Right, that's lovely. So, I need to figure out what cell numbers make up the code. I think that's got to be my primary objective. And I'm wondering whether the UV light might shed some light on that. Whether, like, the doors to certain cells might be slightly different. Might be slightly different for the 4 that I am interested in, as opposed to the 4 that I'm not interested in. There must be some kind of defining characteristic that makes them different. There's another note here, I didn't see this one before. I am scared. They say they will transfer us to a new location tomorrow. I hope I will be lucky again. I've had the lights on for 5 days in a row this week. Okay, it's 9. I mean, I can try to corroborate that with the schedule, but whether it's true or not, I don't see how that information is going to help. Okay. So this is useful. On day 10, it's cells 8, 11, 9 and 7, and I can sum up the number of days the light was on in order to figure out for those individual cells what the respective code number is, presumably in the order 8, 11, 9, 7, if the code comes from day 10. The question is, I don't know if it is. I don't know which day of the schedule we are concurrently on. I mean, I can work them all out and try them all, but I'd rather not do that. This says this week the last operating day's password will remain unchanged. I'm gonna guess that's day 10. Why do you have a 10-day cycle? Why don't you have a 7-day cycle? Like some sort of, you know, sensible person that lives on planet Earth where we operate in weeks instead of weird space weeks. Right, okay. Cell 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 gets the light on 5 days. 11 gets the light on 4 days. 9 gets the light on 9 days. Lucky them. And 7 gets the light on 5 days. Right, let's try 5, 4, 9, 5. Let's try that. 5, 4, 9, 5. Of course not. Okay. As with all problems in mathematics, start with the simplest step, the simplest possible error, before you find the most complicated one. So did I sum up some of these wrong then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that was correct. Didn't copy it down on computer, did I? No, I didn't. So it's not day 10 then. So what day are we on? I know it's the same as the last operating day, but the last operating day was on what day?
Oh, well. You can run, but you can't hide.
I'm guessing it was the 13th of August, but I don't know how... I don't know how that links up. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 5. So it looks like they've tried the first 5 days? Maybe this note was given to somebody. This note was given to Billy in order to help him remember the pins. Like, Would it be so difficult just to give them like a magnetic key card with the details on it and just scan themselves in? Or am I just being like 21st century here? So I'm guessing maybe on the first day he used this code, and then he said, right, that's the end of day 1, so we strike that off, and then day 2, day 3, day 3. So maybe we were on day 5? I'm guessing. But frankly, a guess is all I've got at this point. Right, so that's 11, it's 9, 5, 13, 1, if I could learn to speak the English language, which would be good, given it's the only one I even vaguely resemble an understanding of. So 9, it was 9 again, how many was 5 on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about number 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 1 is 3. Okay, let's try that. Because presumably if it's the last operating day, then he would have, you know, that would be the last one on the list, unless Billy has died on day 6. So try 9, 5, 6, 3. No. Of course not. Alright, let's assume that he got to the end of day 5, and they moved on to day 6, and by that point his brain had started working properly. Goodness, I hope I reached day 6, that my brain might start working properly, and then at that point my life might not be quite so freaking difficult. Giddy heart. Oh, gosh. Right, well we already know that 7 is 5, and 9 is 9, so we just need to work out 6 and 14. Right, 14 is 7, and 6 is 4. Good thing paper isn't expensive. The few things on this earth that isn't expensive is paper. 5, 4, 7, 9. Hallelujah. Screw these puzzles. Oh goodness, could we just get some... Finally, a nice dead body.
You bastards.
Finally, a nice bit of horror and a staple gun. Good. I can staple somebody to death. I might staple myself to death, frankly. What do we have here? Can I... Yeah, I can open all of these and see different bodies. I don't seem to be able to do anything with them though. Let me quickly examine with the UV light, see if I can see anything. Which, again, the exception of that one code doesn't seem to have been much use. The hell is that? A key to the storage room. Well, I can probably work out where that goes. I mean, no I can't because I haven't seen anything there's a storage room on it, but I'll just keep running around until I find a locked door, I suppose. Is there one down here? This one? Perhaps? Yay! What's in this? Why were there children there? Why were there children 5 meters away from a prison where prisoners were only allowed certain light on a certain amount of days? Like, we want our prison to be nice and secure, so we use a nice complicated puzzle in order to figure out what the pin code is today. Yes. How do you operate that system? Oh, just through, you know, violation of human rights.
Ryan.
That's all.
Impossible.
Oh, God, how many evil medical corporations have you met in your life, mate? Anything else? No. Okay. I don't know why I want this, but I do, and I'm not going to read it, it seems.
There are files on that disk that prove I'm right.
I don't care if it proves anything. You illegally obtained evidence, and that is not how we do things. Hand in your gun and badge. You're on leave until we've cleared this up.
Alright, look. I know that if we just looked on the disk, Project Orion would be confirmed illegal.
Enough. Drop it. That's an order. Go home. Take care of your family. Understand, there is no Allegra case.
Interesting. So I was a dirty cop that bent the rules. Oh, hello. Finally, some horror. Oh, okay.
503 to dispatch. This is Bennett. I'm gonna stick around for a bit. If that's okay.
I understand, Peter. Take your time.
Oh no, not this bloody banjo again. Please, enough of the banjo. Enough of the banjo. Okay, I'm guessing these are the graves of his wife and child. Given that this one's only 7 years old, which I think he said his kid was 7 at the time. That would make his wife 32. So yes, these are the graves of his wife and child, which is interesting. Yes, it sets itself up extremely professionally. It doesn't put much emphasis on horror whatsoever, which could be entirely my fault for me just assuming it was a horror thing. But yes, it's very professional. Its puzzles are well thought out in the sense that they are sort of structured and they are varied, and you have to put skills into use in order to complete them. They're not just, bash the keyboard and, it's nothing just random, yeah? Like, there is a process, there is a methodology. The thing is, I'm just a little bit stupid, and it's a little tiny bit difficult for me to work things out when they're vaguely complicated. So perhaps it's just me desiring games that cater to cretins. But it's very professional in the way it sets itself up. And it's doing a relatively classic sort of story in terms of, grizzled detective with dead family. But I'm not quite sure what the obsession is with the pharmaceutical companies, but we'll just leave that to one side for 1 minute. We're not here to talk about prescription drug prices. We're just here to play a fun game, and I hope you did find it was fun. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just really tired. Actually, no. Before I say goodnight, I'm actually going to just take a second and level with myself about something here. I'm always whinging and complaining about puzzles in games. Right. But it just struck me a moment ago. Puzzles are not meant to be something that you immediately recognise and understand and know how to solve. That's what a gameplay mechanic is. A gameplay mechanic is where you know what to do, it's just a matter of executing it properly, right? Like, you know that to defeat a zombie, you need to shoot it. The progression of that is doing it properly, doing it accurately, doing it efficiently, doing it quickly, doing it safely. Those kinds of things. Puzzles aren't like that. Puzzles are designed that you try and you slowly work them out and you eventually succeed. And what it has just struck me is that's exactly what happened in this game. I was presented with puzzles, I tried to solve them, it took a while, but I worked them out because they had a structure and they had a methodology to them. Admittedly, the boiler room puzzle was a little bit complicated because I didn't see that when you turned the valve, the steam came on or the steam went off, but that's beside the point. So all of the puzzles in this game did what puzzles are meant to do, which is be challenging but achievable. So why am I complaining about them? Sorry, I think I just like whinging about things so much that if a game has a puzzle, that just becomes my dead horse and I start whipping on it. So actually, no, I'm not going to complain about the puzzles in this game. I'm going to say that they are good, they are varied, they are interesting, they use a variety of different skills, and they are achievable for a muppet such as myself, and that is good. That's what you want out of a puzzle. Partner that with the interesting story, the professional voice acting, the very professional look and feel to the game. Obviously a little bit rough around the edges, but this is a demo for something which hasn't been finished. I should have said that before. Yes, this is actually pretty good. Yes, I'm actually pleased. I'm pleased that I played this, because this is good game. Seriously, the fact that the fingers make the W, I know I mentioned this before, but seriously, that's cool. That's a very nice touch. Anyway, yes, I'm actually really pleased with this, and I'm actually really glad that I did play this, because this is impressive. It does what it's supposed to do with puzzles, it does it professionally, and it left me wanting more. Personally, I would have liked more horror in it, but that's just because I'm a sucker for a nice jump scare. But anyway, That's a better conclusion to the video, I think. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.